Cholo Nerd is going to be joining me today to spoiler talk Spider-Man Homecoming. If you haven't seen Spider-Man Homecoming, click the link right up here so that you can check out the spoiler-free review, and more importantly, just go see Spider-Man Homecoming.
Yeah.
Yeah, because now we're going to spoil it. So here we go.
Spoil the crap out of it. We all die at the end.
What? Welcome to Durbania. I'm Durbin.
I'm the Cholo Nerd.
And we are going to spoiler talk Spider-Man Homecoming.
Dude.
I am so excited to spoiler talk this movie.
Yeah, me too. I watched it twice in 2 days.
Man, my whole family was out and they just left. So this is why I'm able to finally film this video.
Yeah.
So I haven't had the chance to see it a second time. But,
it was great.
I want to so bad. That was such a good movie. So good that I have a hard time thinking of where we want to begin. So let's begin with you. What are your overall thoughts of this movie?
I thought it was great. I love Tom Holland's role as Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And that he's like a real teen.
Yeah.
And he has teen issues.
This is my chance to prove myself. We have a Spanish quiz.
It's not like, a guy who's older playing a teenager or anything like that. No offense to any of the other actors, but I liked it. I thought they captured, Spider-Man perfectly.
Yeah.
Of how he was supposed to be in the comics.
So the thing that I really liked about what they did with the teenage thing is that frustration of nobody's listening to me. Because I remember feeling that as a teenager, like, that same frustration of nobody's listening to me. And so, I liked it because this movie did a good balance with it because it didn't feel angsty.
Yeah.
It didn't feel, all full of stupid drama and stuff like that. I felt the frustration Peter Parker felt when Happy Hogan was not listening to him, which Happy has a great humor in the Iron Man movies, but I'm watching this, his humor turned into blatant, rude sarcasm to Peter Parker, and here Peter's like, I'm dying, I need help, and Happy's like, whatever, kid, I'm hanging up.
I'm done with it. What I liked about Happy on there, too, it's like, now he's like the Tony Stark now, he finally in that role, and he's in control, and he's like, Tony does this to me all the time, and I go, so I'm going to do it to this kid, And
that is totally what's going on.
I love that, because when he sent him 100 text messages, it's all one-sided, and Happy doesn't even respond.
Yep. Hi, this is Peter Parker.
Checking in. I'm getting off school at 2:45, and no response. No response. It was great.
Oh, that was great. Yeah, that was one of the things that but I liked that. I liked feeling his frustration that Happy wasn't listening to him, and even when, the whole boat scene where the boat splits in half and the FBI shows up and Tony's like, I did hear you, kid. I called the FBI. It's like, okay, but you could have sent him a text message saying, hey, Happy, let me know. I've called the FBI. Don't go to the boat or something,
right?
Yeah,
that's true. He could have.
Yeah.
But that's not Tony's style.
No, that's not Tony's style. Yeah.
But, and that boat scene was a lot different than I thought it was.
Oh, yeah.
From the commercial, you made it seem like he was pulling the boat together. And then it turns out...
I was thinking the train scene from Spider-Man 2, and I was like, oh, no way!
And it turns out, no, that was his last resort trying to hold it, and he still couldn't hold it together. I thought he was going to hold that boat together. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
I know he's extremely, extremely strong, because, in the comics, he was really strong.
Yeah.
But... boat strong? Wow.
I don't know. Yeah, that is wow. It's can the webs hold that? But it was cool with, I can't wait to get in the costume. But it was cool the way his costume pointed out the strong points of the ship. And so I thought that was a cool little thing where he would interact with Karen and would be able to do the strong points of the ship and things like that.
And it was only 98% successful.
98%? What?
And it shows that one little target you miss, and because of that, he failed.
One of the things, I'm in a little Facebook chat with a bunch of YouTube guys, and one of the things we're going back and forth was, it seems like there's a little division in our chat about Spider-Man's suit with Tony Stark's AI Karen.
Good evening, Peter.
Whoa!
You have 576 possible web shooter combinations.
That is awesome.
I like that. I thought that was kind of cool. What are your thoughts of Karen?
I loved it because now he's got his own, Jarvis or Friday put into his suit, and I loved it because then I already knew what was coming next. I mean, I read comics, so I already knew the next phase would be the Iron Spider and stuff like that. So I was like, perfect, because he's got to have a technological suit, so eventually we're going to get the better of the suits. But when I first revealed that it was, had the artificial intelligence in it, I was like, oh my gosh, that is the best. And he talks to it just like you talk to a teenager, like how a teenager would talk to somebody that like a best friend type of thing, and he's like, you know, should I tell Liz that I like her and stuff like that, you know? He's doing like he's able to talk to somebody who's not going to be like, oh, like his best friend who like just kind of spits everything out. You know, it's like, you know, it's not like that. So it's cool. He kind of had that that little teenager little talk with her and stuff.
See, those are the things that I really liked about him having the suit that talked back to him. Like, it was already cool in the opening, but when he went through and he got rid of the training wheels protocol, they hijacked the suit, and he got all that stuff opened up to him. Like, the thing that was awesome to me about that was this felt like a Spider-Man still learning how to be Spider-Man. First off, I love the Vault scene. Where he's trying to stop the Vulture in Washington, D.C., and he gets locked inside the vault. And I love the bit of him, like, because, you know, he went through that training wheel protocol because it's showing you kind of his pride. Yeah. You know, that thing where he's like, I am so beyond high school. The lines and stuff like that he'd say. So he's like, I can handle this. But you're seeing that he couldn't. Like, he couldn't figure out the taser web between the shooting the webs and then, you know.
The rapid web.
Yeah, the rapid web. And so he's locked in that vault, and he goes, okay, let's do the training thing. So he goes to the suit with the training, and I'm like,
he's like doing the jump rope.
Well, it felt like a video game, because when you're playing the video game, you hear the voice. Yes. And the voice is telling you what buttons to push to make the certain spider things happen as you're just learning to play. And what I liked about that, because, you know, I haven't read the Spider-Man comics growing up, but a lot of the backstory and comic book lore I learned from Spider-Man was from playing Ultimate Spider-Man on Xbox, playing Amazing Spider-Man on the PS3, and things like that. And so when you're going through those tutorials and you're hearing that little voice tell you what to do, to me, I was like, that's so cool. It reminds me of playing the video game.
Yeah, it's totally like playing video. So he got that video game experience.
Yes.
And then, like what you mentioned, you know, you go on the video game, you get to that certain spot, then there's nothing to swing on. He had that same experience. When you said that, I was like, I totally been there. I used to hate that, you know?
Yeah, we were talking earlier about it, and like I was playing the Amazing Spider-Man on the PlayStation 3, and I'm swinging. I get to a park, and he falls because I have nothing to swing on.
Nothing there.
Nothing, and I have to run through Central Park, and Central Park is huge in the video game.
Yes.
And then this game did it. This movie did it. Yes.
And that raises a question for me, like, how fast does Spider-Man run?
Yeah.
Because I know Black Panther and Captain America run really fast.
Yeah, they could, like, match a car.
Yes.
Well, with that super strength, you know, he's able to leap really high. So you think if he could push off with his feet, then he could at least match maybe a 35-mile-per-hour car or something, at the very least.
Right?
Yeah. But, like, moments like that I liked because it felt like not this expert superhero, this dude who becomes a hero and knows everything. You just see a kid who has a heart to help. And maybe he gets a little too big for his britches. But overall, I felt like I was with him learning how to be Spider-Man. Yeah. You know, whenever he made a mistake, like, I forgave him pretty quick. And, you know, it was funny to watch him swing and face first into the pavement or get to the park or golf course or whatever it was and shoot. And you just watch it like silly string go, land, and he has nothing to swing off of. I'm like, yes, I know that frustration from the video game.
And what I like too is like you're seeing him grow. Is that he's riding off a high from Civil War?
Yeah.
He's like, oh man, I love how they start.
Yeah, how they open it up with his cell phone diary.
He's recording everything he's doing. It's like, oh, you know, I'm here, and he's like, hey, look I'm here in Germany. I don't know what I'm doing. Da da da. He's like, hey, under Rouge. He's like, that's my time to go, and he runs and he like slings, you know, Captain America's shield.
But that is what a teenager would do.
And I love how
I'm not a teenager, and I think I'd do that. Right? I mean, that's awesome.
And I love how he keeps talking about it too. I stole Captain America's shield. Yes. You know, it's like that's like the highlight of his life. Yeah. He stole Cap's shield.
Now that you mentioned that, we have to talk about Ned. Ned, who's the guy who's like, can you summon an army of spiders? And do you know Iron Man? Do you know Captain America?
Do you lay eggs? His questions. Ned was the best. Like, the best wingman you can have.
Oh,
like,
my gosh.
Ned was the best. And he wasn't just the wingman. He was the man behind the computer. Or
the man in the chair.
The man in the chair. There we go. And he was all excited about that. Yeah.
You know what I loved about that? So watching all these, like, Arrow and The Flash and all that, you know, the whole... And it's starting with Smallville where they did that. You always have somebody in the chair. Somebody who's behind the computer screens. The hero has an earpiece, so you still see the hero do the heroic things, but somebody's behind the chair or sitting in the chair. And, like, that was just hilarious that they brought that up in this movie. And Ned's like, I want to be the guy in the chair.
Right? Turns out Ned's pretty good behind the chair.
Yeah,
you know?
He was.
And in action, because he did save Spider-Man in one shot.
From the Shocker.
You just hit that little button and got him. And the Shocker, he was cool too.
Yeah.
I mean, The first one was cool. The second one was better.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, yeah. Well, I thought that was great that Michael Keaton killed the first guy carrying
Yeah.
the Shocker name, and
What
melts him with that gun, and he's like, "This isn't the anti-gravity gun."
Right? Like, oh, wrong gun. What I loved about like Michael Keaton's role, like you got to see how he became the villain, because every villain has a story.
Yeah.
And his story was, he was doing it for his family. He was part of the cleanup crew from the nightmare that happened in the Avengers movie.
Yeah.
And so it's like, you rent all these trucks, you hire a crew, their lives are depending on this job.
Yeah.
And then these people come in their suits saying, you are no longer part of this job. You've been fired because we're taking over. And it's like,
Yeah.
well, who's taking over? The billionaire's taking over. Yeah, like he just took your job again.
Yep.
So it's like, so now he's frustrated
Yeah.
with that. So it's like, dude,
And
you
I
just
like that
robbed me of all that.
Because
you
they gave you a reason to be frustrated with the Vulture. I mean, he's still the villain.
Yes.
And you know there's nothing he does that is right.
Yeah.
He had the complete wrong response to all of that. But I like that you could understand why he was that mad.
Yeah.
Because I'd be frustrated if I had a gig like that was gonna make some good money
Yeah.
and things were gonna be cool, and then all of a sudden the billionaire comes in and says, "Taking that away." It's like,
Yeah.
what?
Now I have no money.
Exactly.
I got no job.
So many times when you watch Spider-Man the animated series or Avengers the animated series, you're like, how come everybody has such high-tech technology? Does this show just take place in the future? But what I like about this MCU timeline is we really get to see how the first Avengers movie changed the world.
Yes.
Because that's where all this weird, crazy comic book high-tech technology is coming from.
Yeah.
Alien tech has landed on Earth, and we're learning how to put it within our technology. And it was
Yeah.
really cool to watch Michael Keaton do that. To
Yeah.
watch Michael Keaton learn how to use the technology, and that's where something high-tech like his Vulture suit ends up coming from. So things like that were
a
just...
truckload
Yeah.
of alien parts. So that part was amazing, and then the other part I loved is his little sidekick, the guy who's making the weapons.
Yeah, that guy was cool. I liked
And
him.
he's your wife texts about something about her brakes. What are you looking at? Well, you left your phone there, sir. And
you know
I'm curious or something. I was like,
I'm a very curious personality.
I was like, yes, because everybody's done that. Like, you see someone's phone ring or go off, you're like, kind of look at it. So he's like really creeping, like, oh, what's going on here? And then so I liked him on his role too.
Yeah.
They had a reason to be mad because they lost their jobs, but holy crap, did they turn that into a little kind of like on the Daredevil. Everybody was using the fallen hammer tech weapons.
Yeah.
Now they're using fallen alien weapons.
Yes, which is so cool, and I really like that. So since we're talking a little bit about Michael Keaton, I've been excited to talk about this, and since this is spoilers, we can. Let's talk about the most awkward moment ever, where Peter goes to pick up his Liz date,
my gosh.
and Michael Keaton is Liz's dad. First off, I didn't see that coming.
I did not see that
I did
coming.
not see that coming.
I assumed he figured out who Peter was, kind of, not really, but I assumed he figured out he was in high school when they said he saved his daughter at the that little debate thing they had. So I was assuming, because he's like, well, how is he in DC, but he's over here, So I figured he assumed that he was part of that school.
Yeah.
But I didn't think he was going to be like opening the door, like, hey, how's it going? And you see the look on his face, he's all. He had almost the exact same look that Troy Barnes had on Community when he met
LeVar Burton. Yes.
And he's just like.
And he's trying to smile for the pictures.
The whole time he's just looking at it too, instead of like prom picture like this. And he's all.
But my favorite part was the drive to Homecoming when Liz is talking about those key moments that Peter was missing for her, but they were the key moments when the guns were being sold, or the Washington, D.C. thing. And you see Michael Keaton is now understanding Peter is Spider-Man. And all of a sudden, because Liz has no idea what her dad does, no idea who Peter is, she's just making the situation increasingly awkward. And I'm sitting there with my brother-in-laws watching this movie, and we're all kind of getting like this, like, oh, because it's just getting so awkward.
And you could see both of their faces like, oh, this is uncomfortable.
Yeah, and he's like, no, Liz, I was at your party the whole time. It's
right?
Like,
No, you weren't. Yes, I was. No, you weren't.
And I'm yelling at the screen, yes, Liz, he was at the party the whole time. Just go with it.
I had that Dr. Evil moment.
Oh, this is uncomfortable.
And then when he goes, Liz, go ahead and go inside real quick. I'm going to have a man talk with your date here. And I saw that. I was like, oh, it's going to get real. There's going to be some threats here.
Yep.
And what does he do? He doesn't even like turn around nicely. He reaches for his gun first.
Yeah,
Let him know.
holds it.
I got a gun. Even though we've been shooting at you and it hasn't worked, I still got a gun.
That's another place where I just think this movie did so good with the tension because you could just cut the tension in that whole scene with a knife. It was so amazing. And then you and I, before we rolled camera, we're talking about this definitive moment. I'll let you take this one because you had good stuff to say about it.
As far as the movie, like I was enjoying it,
because it's so lighthearted and fun.
It was fun, and then all the things that Spider-Man did, he's like, I'm chasing the Vulture, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and like was so immature, and he didn't know how to, he wasn't prepared for this. He created a whole lot of problems, and so Tony Stark takes his suit away. He's like, I'm nothing without this suit, and he's like, well, then if you're nothing without a suit, you shouldn't have it. And it's like, dang,
great moment.
Yeah, it was like, dang, that part was like tough. So because he doesn't have the suit now, he's just a regular kid. So you think, but he's still got his strength and all that. But then when he has that scene with the Vulture in the car, he's like, I can't stand back. I can't do nothing. They don't know I'm face to face with this guy. I'm going to have to, like he said in Civil War, when you could do the things you do and you do nothing.
Yep. Then
they happen because of you.
Yeah.
And he had a date with the love of his life, right?
And he had to leave.
And he had to break her heart and go chase her dad down. And then when he does, he realizes in that moment when he goes in the warehouse and they collapse the whole building on him.
Yes.
That was the part where it was the defining moment for me for Spider-Man. Like, because you saw the kid in him, he got stuck. He couldn't move. He can't really breathe.
In the way he was crying, help me, somebody help me.
I was breathe.
Like, oh,
there's liquid pouring on his face, so he takes the mask off. And he reminds me of a little boy who's lost in the grocery store.
Yeah.
Mom, help me. I can't find myself. And he has that moment, and you hear it in his voice. He's scared.
Oh, yeah.
He's not just like regular scared. He's scared for his life.
Yeah.
Like, he thinks...
He's buried under concrete.
He's buried under concrete, under like vents and everything that's like smashing him over. Like he's coming to face like he might die right now.
Yeah.
He got himself in a mess that he doesn't know if he can get out of.
Yeah.
And I love that part because he's crying, like screaming out like a boy, like a child. And then he sees himself in the mirror, the reflection, and it gave me that Tobey Maguire look.
Yeah,
where his face is all jacked up and like he's all beat up, and you see that half of the suit that he made, and then half of his reflection, and then the Tony Stark. If you're nothing without the suit, you shouldn't have it, whatever. And I love how he just started doing it, and he's like, you know what, I'm gonna die if I don't do something. So he starts believing in himself.
Yeah.
Like, come on, Spider-Man. Come
on,
Spider-Man.
I like it because it changed. He said, "Come on, Peter. Come on, Peter." And then he stopped and went, "Come on, Spider-Man!" It just started pushing the whole thing up.
You just see it move. You're
yes.
Like, oh my god. And then he gets up and he's like, "Bam!" He's like, "Come on, Spider-Man!" Like you see it. Like he realizes the strength didn't come from the suit. The strength, he already had the strength.
Yeah, he just had to believe in himself.
He just had to
a little bit of a Spider-Man 2 when he doubted himself and he had no more powers.
Yes.
And in Spider-Man 2 he had to start believing in himself and he would become Spider-Man again. It was kind of I don't know if it was intentionally a nod to that, but it felt like that. He wasn't believing in himself, but the moment he started to believe in himself and saw himself as Spider-Man, he found the strength to lift all that concrete, and that was
part
amazing.
gave me chills, man.
Yeah.
That part gave me chills because I was like, all right, he's the right man for the role. Nothing against the other Spider-Man.
No, they're all good. Yeah. They're all good, yeah.
But it was just like that moment right there, and I see what they were talking about when they casted him for the role, and they said he is what Spider-Man is, the vision of Marvel's Spider-Man. Because after that, I was like, dude, there it is, and he's gonna grow more and more into that role.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, you got a taste of him in Civil War, you get a full taste of him in this. And he's only going to go up from here. So it's like,
it was awesome.
Yeah.
And then he spared his own villain. Like, he saved the Vulture.
Because
that was awesome.
The kid in him and the person in him, like, his suit wants to kill everybody, right?
Yeah.
He's all good into combat mode.
Oh, that was hilarious.
And it's all
combat mode. No!
I love it. His eyes turn black and then the little red dots. It's all one-shot kill activated. It's like, no, I don't want to kill anybody.
And it's awesome. It makes him separate from the others in the MCU because it's not that Captain America and Iron Man are killers, but they kill when they need to.
They need to, yeah.
And yet, we watch Peter Parker make the conscious choice. He's not going to kill these guys. He's going to web them up. He won't kill anybody.
Yeah. And
like,
he
that
had
was
the chance to let him die.
Yeah, and he wouldn't
He's
even let
telling
him
him, he's
die.
like, dude, you're gonna die. You're gonna die.
And he
he's
yelled,
like,
come on, I'm just trying to save you.
Yeah.
And he didn't give up trying to save him.
No.
Yeah, and he saved the
end.
Vulture.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is why Michael Keaton didn't give him up in the post-credit scene.
And the best part about that, too, he left him a little note. He
Yep.
left Happy
Yeah.
a note saying, hey, I caught the Vulture thingy, you know?
Yeah, I caught the Vulture thingy and found some of this stuff. Sorry about your plane.
Yeah. P.S. Was it P.S. Sorry about your plane
Yes.
or something. I was like, oh, him and his notes, you know, that was pretty cool.
Oh, gosh. That, to me, was like one of the best parts, was watching Spider-Man have that kind of character. And he's a teenage kid. And
Yes.
he, in some ways, had more character than some of the adults in the series.
Yes.
And it was really cool to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love that because after that, you know, Tony Stark's like, hey, or what was it? The meeting in the bathroom with Happy, you know, and he's like,
Yes.
hey, and he gets the text or the call and he goes to the bathroom and Happy's like, you know, hey, Mr. Stark wants to talk to you, da-da-da. And then all of a sudden you hear the toilet because they're in the restroom and little chess club kids like, and Happy's like, thank you, you know, you saved my job, you know, and I don't think Tony Stark would have fired him.
And Happy needed to say that, because
Yeah.
when we got to that bathroom scene, I even said this out loud in a grumbly voice, you better apologize to him, you jerk, because, like,
Yeah.
the whole plane thing could have been avoided had he had taken Peter's call, but he
Yes.
ignored it. No, it was Ned calling for Peter,
Yeah.
but he ignored it.
He
He's like,
totally
no,
ignored it.
I'm not dealing with this, and it's like, dude, so much turmoil would be saved if you would have just
And
listened.
speaking of that piece, I love how they reference a couple things, where they're packing up, moving to the Avengers training facility.
Oh, yeah.
And he goes, you know, we're wrapping up. All we got left
Yeah.
is
Cap's new shield.
Cap's new prototype shield.
Yes.
It's like, okay, what's that gonna be?
Which
You
shows
know?
there's a little forgiveness there on Tony's side towards
Yes.
Cap, which means we got some healing coming our way, hopefully.
Yes, which we kind of got a little taste of it when Captain America wrote him that letter.
wrote him
you
that
know,
letter,
and then
yeah.
gave him the burner phone. You know,
Yeah.
but what I liked is like he got a prototype shield and he still got the Hulk Buster.
Yes, that was
Yeah.
awesome.
So it's like, okay, we got
Something's coming.
Yeah, we
I'm
got
excited.
something prepared, you know. Well, I don't know, Infinity Wars. You know. Well, I don't know, you know. There's crazy things happening. I feel it in the air. But man, I love that part. I stopped for a second. I was like, Cap's prototype shield. Like, what is it gonna do? Does it talk? And speaking about Cap, how can you not love Captain America in that movie?
Yeah, his whole little high school videos of
his little training
the
videos.
Captain America fitness challenge. My favorite was detention, though. And he pulls up the chair and he sits down. So, you got detention. Let's talk about what being cool really means. I should know. I was frozen for 65 years.
That was the line of the night right there. So cool that he's been in ice for 65 years. Like, oh my god.
No, the line of the night was the final line in the film when Aunt May sees Peter in the suit and she goes,
Oh,
what the?
Woo! That's it. It ends right there. Where are your spider senses at? And
I
that
wondered that through the
and
movie.
that
Where
was-
was his spider senses?
That was my thing. I have a theory on that.
Okay.
I think the spider senses are going to come as he grows into Spider-Man. He's still Spider-Boy.
Got it. So he's still learning to hone those senses.
Yeah. Because he doesn't have them yet.
Interesting.
And so I'm thinking as he grows, like how he believed in the strength of himself, you know?
Yeah.
And he got the strength. I think as he continues to believe and grow,
It's a good
kind of
theory.
like Captain America. He was kind of strong, but he wasn't super duper strong.
And he's
like,
been getting stronger.
now you can see him kick a front end of a car and he pushes it into
Yes.
somebody. You know, you're
or
seeing,
catches a helicopter and pulls it back
and
down.
he brings it
Yeah.
back in with that gigantic python he has. Like,
Yeah.
oh, you know. And so you're starting to see like how Captain America's getting stronger. You're going to see Spider-Man get
Yep.
stronger. And so like I think maybe Infinity Wars or maybe even the next Spider-Man movie standalone film,
We'll start seeing that develop.
seeing that
That's
come
a good
in.
theory.
You know.
I like that theory.
We didn't even talk about the Iron.
Oh, the Iron Spider reveal at the
Yes.
Avengers thing,
Yes.
where he turned down being an Avenger because he was
And-
mature. He wanted to look after the little guy.
I've been trying to be an Avenger like most of my life.
Yeah.
And if I got
Isn't that what you did to your hand?
I did, but I'm just trying to get it thicker so I can fit the Infinity Gauntlet when
Oh,
I take
there you
it,
go.
you know.
Yeah.
Because he's coming and someone's got to put that on.
Yeah, there you
I'm
go.
just saying, I'll help
Oh,
you guys
yep,
out. you
Yep,
know.
there you go.
But when they reveal the Iron Spider, I was like, I know that's coming from Infinity Wars. Because, oh my gosh, I was like, dude, I didn't even think they were going to ever unveil that, really.
Yeah.
And then when he says, I got something for you, I was like, Iron Spider, Iron Spider, Iron Spider. And I love how educated like fans are now. As soon as they showed it, everybody's like, oh, in the theater. Everybody's like going nuts, Iron Spider.
So, giving this movie a letter grade, what would you give it?
I'd give it an A.
Nice.
Solid A. The only reason why I wouldn't give it an A+ is there was a couple parts where you just kind of like you get the story. It's like you want to see more action. But
Yeah.
But the action scenes were amazing.
Yeah, they were.
I just wanted more.
And the humor was great.
Yeah, and that was just like me being selfish.
Yeah.
I love fight scenes. I love all the action scenes. But other than that, it was great. I gave it a solid A. And
I landed on an A- for this film. And I think I'm going to still stick with that. I don't know what keeps me back from giving it a full A. I mean, there's just a couple things, probably like what you said. Like, I felt like in the beginning there were parts where it was maybe a little slower than I wanted it to be.
Yes.
I mean, not that it was bad. It wasn't bad. No part of it was bad. It's just, like you're saying, though, it's like, man, it's Spider-Man. And I'm really liking them doing this right, so I want to see more of what they can do. And there's just a little few places in the beginning where it's slower. And, you know, it's like, well, what if you just introduced to us more of his Spidey senses or something?
And I wish they got into more of that.
Yeah.
You know, even like a quick history. We all know the story of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But just kind of like a little, kind of like, even like a dream. Like he had like a nightmare. And you kind of see it come back to him.
Yeah, quick
just a little hint at it. You know?
A little hint at the origin. Because we don't need the origin story all over again. But just a little hint at it. Just so we get to look at this particular guy's story.
Yeah,
so maybe that's part of it.
Yeah.
But A-. I enjoyed it. I had a great time. I'm jealous you saw it twice.
I'm probably going to watch it again, you know.
All right.
Tomorrow's a new day.
Well, let us know in the comments, what did you think of Spider-Man Homecoming? What letter grade would you give it? How many times have you seen it? Let us know in the comments. While you're there, hit that subscribe button to become a Durbania. And next to the subscribe button is the bell. Click that bell. That way you'll be notified the moment I drop new videos. Like Wednesday, Cholo Nerd joining me again. He's joining me again.
Back to back.
And what we're going to do,
That's
you know what?
For me.
Yeah, we're doing all 6 Spider-Man movies that have been made. Ranked from some of them rank, but ranked from least to greatest. So I'm excited for us to compare our list. So that's going to be really fun.
That's going to be great.
It's going to be great. So make sure you hit that bell and you're notified when videos like that drop. I'm Durbin.
I'm the Cholo Nerd.
Thank you for checking out Durbania.